Clint manages a data team, data analyst for SDC, and his title is intriguing: Company Culture, or How My Company Accidents Found a New Environment.
Thank you, Russ. So I'm driving down I-35 the other day, and a lady just pulls in front of me and flips out. Being facetious, of course. So, I want to talk today about company culture, and also how my team kind of accidentally found a niche market. We recently, well, I'll take a step back. A couple days ago, I was kind of preparing for this talk and ran across an interview with Jack Ma, who is the founder of Alibaba.com. Anyone's kind of familiar with the company. They are kind of like eBay or the Amazon for China, for the East. And he was being interviewed by Charlie Rose. They were at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. And he went through the formation of his company and how he got started and humble beginnings and a lot of the challenges that he had gone through in order to start the company. Very, very interesting interview. If you ever get a chance to view it, I highly recommend it. But so one thing that he said that was really intriguing to me and kind of stuck with me was that he told his team that we're not as good as what we think we are. We're good at what we do, but we're not as good as what we think. We're as good as what we're doing. That kind of stuck with me. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. As a manager and as we talk to our teams and stuff, we want to keep them encouraged and keep them empowered and all those good things. All the research tells us that we want to support our team and make sure everyone has nice, warm, fuzzy feelings. And to tell the team, hey, you're not as good as what you think you are, was kind of like, well, that sounds kind of interesting. That sounds like a different approach. And as I thought about it, it kind of encapsulated a little bit of recent events with my team and with some of our interactions with our clients. Doug, I don't know if you were there at the SEMA show in Las Vegas back in November. We had like one of our major conventions. Doug and I are in the same industry. I think 180,000 participants.
Right.
So it was a huge convention. We had a lot of good meetings, and I think your team had a lot of training sessions as well, right?
Yep.
We had a panel discussion with our organization, something that was kind of sprung on me a couple of weeks before the conference. Was doing a review meeting. 2017 goals were being discussed with my director and CEO, and we were talking about 2016, everything we had accomplished. And they said, oh yeah, by the way, you're going to be part of a panel discussion. It's going to be a 4-person panel discussion. We've got a director that's going to be moderating the meeting. So like, okay. He said, you've been doing that Toastmasters thing. You should be prepared for this. You should be prepared for that. Yeah, sure. Not a problem at all. So I'd like to be a little bit prepared because this is going to be found out as well. It's going to be audience participation. He said, it's going to be a small group. Just 200 people have signed up, so don't worry about it. There'll probably just be 150 people there. And so that's great. Who else is going to be on the panel? Well, he said 2 of the top .NET developers in the industry. So, okay, it's not intimidating at all. And one of the top data analysts in our industry. So, okay, well, that'll be good. That'll be a challenge. I'm probably a little bit out of my league on the panel, but I'll give it a shot. What we had prepared for, because I asked, had talked to the other panelists, and I said, what do we think are going to be some of the questions that are going to be asked? And, what are some of the subjects that we should really kind of focus in on? And we had those discussions, and we had, put down some notes of what we thought were going to be topics of conversation. A lot of to do with like architecture and system design and different feedback that we had already received from customers. And during the panel discussion, that's what was discussed. What was interesting though, after that panel discussion, was we were approached by different folks in the audience, and they said, I really like the discussion, but this is what I would really like to see. And know enough to be in business, been around business long enough to know that's when I shut up and start listening. Because when a customer gets past the surface of the niceties of, kind of what the dance is of, I want better data and I want, different system applications. There's a point in time when they start getting into what a customer really wants. And it's good that our corporate culture that we have collaboration, but collaboration isn't everything if we're not listening to the client, if we're not listening to the customer. And that's how we found a niche market, is by listening to the client, taking another 10 to 15 seconds, listening to the client. And it's worked out well. We're starting to develop some new applications that clients are really looking forward to. And so that's, in conclusion, that's what I would suggest and would like to challenge everyone on, is to listen a little bit more deeper to the, as much as you can with the clients. Thank you.